Hi guys, I'm Harry and welcome to my finance channel. Yesterday it was Tesla's Q4 earnings call and it contained a lot of great information and updates. In this video I have taken the highlights for these 7 topics and compiled them together. I will also provide a bit of commentary for each one.
Regarding the new Model X, S and X, we are launching we're super excited to announce the new Model S and Model X Plaid are in production now and will be delivered in February. We will be actually raising the price of Model S for this new model. So people who got the old model, the new model will be $10,000 more. So hopefully people aren't too upset if they bought the old model last month, but this one's $10K more. So yeah, we think it's probably the best car of any kind at any price available in the world today.
The Model S and Model X have seen a reduced demand over the last couple of years, with only 57,000 delivered during 2020 despite production capacity being 100,000. As there have been rumours of a refresh for a couple of years now, it likely caused some buyers to hold off on making the purchase, as they wouldn't have wanted their car to quickly become out of date. I am now fully expecting demand for the Model X and Model S to surge to near max capacities. This, along with a $10,000 price increase, will help drive up automotive revenues once production has ramped up.
Then, with regard to full self-driving, we've made massive progress on full self-driving. If I recommend watching the videos of our public beta. So we've got, I think, almost 1,000 people in the beta at this point, and with each successive release of the beta of the FSD software, it's really improving rapidly. It's now very common for I drive the latest builds. It's very common for me to have no interventions on drives that I do, including drives to places I've never been to. So these are not pre-planned routes. The car's never been there before, and it's now actually more. It's more common than not for the car to have no interventions, even on a complex drive. So, and this is basically, I'm highly confident the car will be able to drive itself with a reliability in excess of human this year. This is a very big deal.
The next question is, why are you confident Tesla will achieve level 5 autonomy in 2021, and why is Dojo not necessary to get there?
I guess I'm confident based on my understanding of the technical roadmap and the progress that we're making between each beta iteration. As I was saying, it's now not remarkable at all for the car to completely drive you from one location to another through a series of complex intersections. It's now about just improving the corner case reliability and getting it, to 99.9999% reliable with respect to an accident. Basically, we need to get it to better than human by a factor of at least 100% or 200%, but this is happening rapidly because we've got so much training data with all the cars in the field, and the software is improving dramatically.
Tesla vehicles that have been fitted with all the cameras and sensors required for autopilot have accumulated an estimated total of 22.5 billion miles. Each one of these miles provides extensive data back to Tesla, and through machine learning allows the full self-driving system to continuously improve, learning to drive more and more like a human would. This sheer amount of data is Tesla's competitive advantage over all the competitors in the auto-driving space. For comparison, Tesla has over 2 billion miles driven using autopilot, whereas its rival Waymo only has just over 20 million miles. The gap between Tesla and all of its competitors put together increases each day due to the exponentially increasing number of Teslas on the road. Once full level 5 autonomy is achieved, this unlocks the ability to start the Tesla Robotaxi service, where Tesla owners send their cars out to complete taxi rides autonomously, earning them and Tesla money. The financial potential of this software side of the business is discussed by Elon later in the video. In Tesla's Q4 results, Energy's gross margin disappointed investors by slipping negative. Zachary addressed this on the call.
On Energy gross margin, we saw an impact from solar roof-related ramp costs and typical seasonality in the lease PPA business.
What is currently holding Tesla back from being the market share leader in solar?
Yeah, so we're actually seeing tremendous growth in solar quarter over quarter last year. And we had our best quarter since, I think, 2018 in Q4. So we do actually expect to become the market share leader in solar and then go far beyond that. Unfortunately, there were a few years there where we had to devote the whole company to Model 3 production. Building. We have to basically take the whole company, including a bunch of people that were on solar, and have them work on cars. But now we've got a little more bandwidth. We're putting a lot of attention on solar, and it is growing rapidly. So I think it will not be long before Tesla is by far the market leader in solar.
Tesla is striving to maximize the integration between the Tesla Powerwall and Tesla Solar before the end of 2021. This, along with achieving industry-leading pricing during 2020 for solar, will allow Tesla to dominate the market.
Thank you. And the second question from institutionals is, does Tesla plan or expect to license any of its software applications, FSD, and AutoBidder in particular, to third-party OEMs?
I think we're very open to licensing our software to third parties. And we've had some preliminary discussions about licensing Autopilot to other OEMs. So this is something we're more than happy to do. But I think obviously we need to probably do a little bit more work to prove that Tesla Autopilot is capable of full self-driving, which, like I said, I think will become obvious later this year. And then we're more than happy to license that to other car companies. We're definitely not trying to keep it to be a Tesla exclusive situation. And I think that probably the same goes for AutoBidder. We haven't thought as much about AutoBidder, but the Tesla philosophy is definitely not to create walled gardens. We're going to allow other companies to use our supercharger networks, using our autonomy software and AutoBidder and perhaps other things would be fine too.
This is huge for Tesla. Typical software as a service gross margins are between 70 to 95%. However, I would not expect to see anything come from this within the next year. I imagine it will not happen until full self-driving has been level 5 automation for a while. Due to the complete unknowns around this part of the business, it would be extremely hard to even include the potential revenues in the forecast for Tesla.
How does one justify the value of the company being where it is? And I think there is a way, just with back of the envelope math, to potentially justify it where, if Tesla ships, let's say hypothetically, $50 or $60 billion worth of vehicles, and those vehicles become full self-driving and can be used in robotaxis, their utility increases from an average of 12 hours a week to potentially an average of 60 hours a week if they're capable of serving as a robotaxi. So that's like roughly a 5x increase in utility. But let's, even if you say like, okay, well, let's just assume that the car becomes twice as useful as not 5 times useful, but merely twice as useful. That would be a doubling again of the revenue of the company, which is almost entirely gross margin. So it would mean it would be like, okay, if you made $50 billion worth of cars, it would be like having $50 billion of incremental profit, basically, from that, because it's just software. So, and if that were the case, then yeah, if you do 20 PE on that, it's like $1 trillion, and the company is still in high growth mode. So I think there is a way to sort of like, justify the valuation of the company where it is, using just the cars and nothing else. Cars with FSD. And I suspect at least some number of investors are taking that approach. So in conclusion, while 2020 was a turning point for Tesla, and in terms of profitability, we believe this is just the beginning. We think 2021 is going to be even more exciting, and you know, you don't know what to expect in a given year. Obviously, last year there were many things we did not expect. But assuming that 21 is a relatively normal year from an external standpoint, I think it's going to be a great year for Tesla.
While this was a very rough, hypothetical valuation model laid out by Elon, it still holds significance. It demonstrates the huge future profitability of Tesla driven by its software once Level 5 autonomy is achieved. As Elon expects Tesla to reach Level 5 before 2022, the rollout of robotaxis may not be as far away as some people expect, certainly in North America. Looking at ARK Invest's model, as Tesla has already lowered costs and builds factories very efficiently, they just need to launch its autonomous network to achieve the golden goose scenario, leading to the post-split price target of $4,400. Worth bearing in mind. Please remember that this video is for entertainment only. It is not investment advice, and I am not a financial advisor.
Where are you in Cybertruck development? What are your expectations for Cybertruck deliveries in 2021?
Right, so we finished almost all of the Cybertruck engineering. So we're no longer iterating at the design center level or design level. We've got the design fixed. We're getting to we'll soon order the equipment necessary to make the Cybertruck work. We're actually going to be using even bigger casting machines for the rear body of the Cybertruck, because you've got obviously a bigger vehicle and you've got a long truck bed that's going to support a lot of load. So we'll be using an 8,000-ton casting press for the rear body casting, as opposed to 6,000-ton for Model Y. So 6,000-ton was the biggest casting press in the world. 8,000-ton, obviously, quite a bit bigger than that. And I think it's going to be an incredible vehicle. If we get lucky, we'll be able to do a few deliveries towards the end of this year, but I expect volume production to be in 2022.
It's good to hear that Tesla are getting ready to begin building the production facilities for the Cybertruck. The sub 2.9 second 0 to 60 that we will see from the tri-motor model will be incredible. It will be an iconic moment when the Cybertruck starts hitting the roads in 2022.
I expect to be CEO of Tesla for several years. So I think there's still a lot that I'm super excited about doing, and I think it would be hard to leave a lot of these great projects halfway or partway done. So I do expect to be running a company for several years into the future. Now, obviously, nobody is or should be CEO forever. So I don't expect to be. The sheer amount of work required to be CEO of Tesla is insane. And I think I do probably more. Well, I definitely do more technical work than is typical for a CEO. So it would be nice to have a bit more free time on my hands, as opposed to just working day and night from when I wake up to when I go to sleep 7 days a week. It's pretty intense. But I think the mission isn't over yet, and we've still got a long way to go before we can really make a dent in the world on accelerating the advent of sustainable energy. The goal of Tesla from the beginning has been to accelerate sustainable energy. But if you say, like, what percentage of cars on the road are electric today, it's still very, very tiny, like on the order of 1%, or I think less than 1% of the total fleet worldwide. So that's still a hell of a long way to go for, on the order of 1% of the fleet is electric.
To say Tesla's brand is linked to Elon Musk would be a bit of an understatement. While I don't think many people would have been concerned about Elon leaving Tesla, it's good to hear that there aren't any plans to step away in at least the near term. To me, it seems that there is a chance that in the future Elon will step down from being the chief executive and take on the role as chief architect or chief engineer, a move that would allow him to keep his influence on the company. Well, that concludes the highlights from Tesla's 2020 Q4 earnings call. I hope you found this useful. I would like to say thank you very much for making it all the way to the end of the video. This one was quite long. Please, if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. Putting together the video took an extremely long time, and it might help with a few more people getting to see it. I will be posting regular videos in the future, not just on Tesla, but a broad range of finance topics. So if this interests you, please subscribe. Have a great day.